Now, what do we have here? Who can't use a piano solo every now and then, man? I'm just saying. Again, I bet when this comes on in a concert, everybody just screams like that. I'm assuming that that's Bruce Hornsby playing the band, playing the keyboard, the piano. Wow, I cannot talk today. Playing the piano, keyboard, piano, side by side on my piano, keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Okay, let me stop playing around, dude. This is me getting closer to the classics. I got a good one today, man. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, The Way It Is. That sounded super familiar. We're going to see if it's what I think it is. I don't know yet. We're going to see if it's what I think it is. That sounds like that's probably an iconic intro to a song. This is closer to the classics. In case you're new to me, I am Krizz Kaliko, the only rapping, singing, songwriting producer, reacting to videos on YouTube. This is closer to the classics. Let's go.
Krizz Kaliko.
Kaliko?
Krizz Kaliko. Krizz! Oh, they're waking Krizz up!
Like, share, subscribe, and also just make sure that you subscribe. Just make sure you subscribe for real. I want you to do all those other things. Make sure you subscribe. I have a membership, guys. You can click down. I always got to go over here. You can click down in the link below. Join the membership if you want to. No obligation at all, but members get early access. You get early access to these reactions before anybody. Some of these reactions, you know, sometimes copyright issues come into play and they never see the light of day. And so you get to get them. I can still put them in my membership. So, and you know, there may be some other tiers coming up soon. I'm doing one tier at first. There may be some other tiers coming up soon. Also don't forget, I have a Patreon. Get on my Patreon. The link is also below. Patreon is going to show behind the scenes stuff. I got all my behind the scenes things like when I travel and do concerts, me with other celebrities, things like that. Me as a dad and a husband on a day-to-day grind. Even from dropping my kids off at school to going and performing with Jelly Roll at an arena. Like, I got all of that kind of stuff. If you join my Patreon, or if you just want to be a member, you can join down below as well. Both of those links will be there for you. And this is where I do all my stuff. I still travel on tour. Look at all my socials. You can see when I'm touring and when I'm doing my music. My music for years has been influenced by a lot of pop, a lot of rock. It has been rap. It started off with gangster rap, turned into a lyrical fast rap, went from there to rock, went from there to country. And I do a lot of stuff. So I'd love for you guys to see it. I'll be putting some of that on my YouTube channel, on this channel right here. This is primarily a reaction channel. We primarily get closer to these classics. That's what we need to be doing. Let's jump on it. Bruce Hornsby and the Range. I remember hearing that name before. I don't know about the Range. I don't remember hearing about the Range, but they need to be included too. The Way It Is. I think I've heard this one before. Let me let it kick in and let's see. Tupac sampled this. Yeah. Tupac sampled this song. And I think he called it The Way It Is too.
Standing in line, marking time, waiting for the welfare dime. They can't buy a job. Man in a silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says, get a job. That's just the way it is.
I remember that.
Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. But don't you believe them?
Give me a pause. Dude, I remember this from Tupac. Tupac used this, and I don't remember. Matter of fact, I do remember this part. This song came out after his passing. after Tupac had already passed away, this song came out. And, I didn't remember if that was a sample or not, man. The Bruce Hornsby in the Rings, the way it is, and he called it that. It was people singing it in harmony. It's just the way it is. Some things will never change. I remember that, man. Really good, man. I like when, that's one of the things that I do miss in music that you don't see a lot of anymore is the storytelling. And he's talking about being on Skid Row, basically, and somebody looking at him funny because he's like a homeless guy, and he yelled to the lady, "Get a job," just for fun. Still being able to have a sense of humor in that, like, when I hear stuff like this, I'm like, this has got to be a real story. You just sat and thought that up, playing the piano with the white curtains hanging down in your living room. I don't know. Anyway, don't you believe them that that's just the way it is, because it can always be better. Bruce, come on, Bruce, man.
Said, hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go. You don't look like they do. Said, hey, old man, how can you stand to think that way? Did you really think about it before you made the rules? He said, son, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, but don't you believe them?
That's a good tone, man. Pause, man. Give me a pause. If you listen to modern day music, any of you guys, if you listen to modern day music, you're not hearing piano solos like that anymore. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't mean to sound like an old fogey, man, because I call myself the young OG. I'm a young OG. So I still get down with the youngsters. I still make very current sounding music, influenced by the classics. But I don't hear that in new modern music. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's bad. A lot of the new modern music is really good. Like I said, I do it. I just dropped an EP with Vinjay called Chop. And we use a lot of like new synthesizers, new technology, auto-tune, all of that. Not auto-tune where I use auto-tune for what it's for. I actually correct some of my notes that may not be perfect. I don't need it. And that's why you don't hear it. It doesn't sound really strong on my voice when you listen to my music. But, I don't mean to sound like times are so different, but they are. I miss this kind of stuff, so it's good. One of the things that I will say, I want these artists to live forever, but them putting their music out and leaving it here for us putting our music out for everyone to enjoy, makes us live on forever, and we can still enjoy it years later like we are now. I don't know if Mr. Bruce Hornsby is still with us or not, but even if not, his music will live on forever and we can still enjoy this. So let me stop complaining. I'll stop complaining. The way it is.
Well, they passed a law in 64 to give those who ain't got a little more, but it only goes so far. Cause the law don't change another's mind when all it sees at the hiring time is the light on the color bar. Oh. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
melody. Hey. So I always got a question for you guys. I need to know this from y'all. Is Bruce Hornsby formerly a jazz piano player, jazz pianist? Is he formerly in jazz? I know somebody out there, I know one of you guys know this, but he's too good on that piano. He's too dope on that piano to be just a pop star. I think he probably crossed over to pop. If I had to guess, I'd say Bruce Hornsby crossed over to pop. And I don't know if this was the first time he ever did it. I know he's darn good at it. You know what I'm saying? I don't cuss on here, y'all. I do cuss in life sometimes, but I try not to cuss on my channel. I want it to be as clean as possible. So when you hear me saying heck and darn and jerk and shucks, I'm going to be talking like that because I try not to cuss on here, and I want kids to be able to watch this channel. And my son, my little son is on here. My wife sometimes comes on here. And my older son, I'm sure cusses when he's not around me because he's 18. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I want to know, was he Bruce Hornsby, or did he even go back to, is he alive, and is he a jazz or blues piano player, or even I'm sure he's classically trained because look at how his fingers tickle the ivory, man. He kills it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, great song. I love that he's speaking for the less fortunate people of the world. And talking about how color plays a part in that, because it has. What I have never let it do is stop me from doing anything. I never let that be an excuse. If I, I'm not going to talk down on people that do, but there are people that are like, man, I can't, this is an issue, or this has, whatever it is. Being a female used to be a hindrance. Being black used to be a hindrance. Being, whatever you are, other races used to be a hindrance. You don't have to let it be. I don't let it be. You know what I'm saying? I won't go into it too deep because I like to keep my opinions kind of limited on here. But, let's have a conversation in the comments, guys. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and, feel free, like I said, to join my membership and join my Patreon. I enjoy doing this with you guys every single time that I do this. I'm dropping videos more and more all the time, and I appreciate y'all tuning in with me, man. This is Krizz Kaliko, closer to the classics. Cali, baby. Oh.
Krizz Kaliko.
Kaliko?
Krizz Kaliko. Krizz! Oh, they're waking Krizz up! Uh-oh!